Hello, Future Me. Welcome to day 520. Today's been a pretty good day. Well, pretty good day until it wasn't, but I will get to that. But I went hiking today. Very snowy hike. It was kind of hard, but not as hard as I thought it was going to be. But it was fun. I went with Eli, Colton, and Wilson. I hadn't seen Wilson in a while, so that was fun. But yeah, I woke up at 10. I had chili before, and then we went hiking. We Eli got there earlier, so he picked me up, and I think we started hiking maybe around 2:30 or 3. We got back around something 6:30 maybe. No, like 5:36 maybe. And we got McDonald's after. Then I came home, and I ate the rest of my chips, and so I was trying to recount what I've had to eat today. Ice cream. That's really all I've had. I've had a weird last I don't even know, hour or so, hour and a half. I was in the bathroom and I was pooping. I was pooping in the bathroom, if you can fucking imagine that. And I was on my phone, and then out of nowhere, I just kind of realized the point I'm at in my life where I'm 19. I'm 19. I'm very young. I'm a very young person. And the 20s, which I'm about to enter, are going to be like my golden years. But that's what everyone says. You know, that's what everyone says is like, in your 20s and 30s, but mainly 20s are like your best years of your life, right? And I'm not 20 yet, but what am I doing? Like, what the fuck am I doing right now? I'm going back to college. I'm doing something at least, but like the stuff that I know I want to do, like make videos, make skits, make shows. I'm not doing it. I'm just sitting and saying I'm going to do it, but then I never do it. And and now and I kind of had that thought of like, what if I like I always assume that I'm going to get past this whatever I'm in, And it's gotten better and it's gotten worse. Sorry, my roof of my mouth is itchy. Um, and I always assume I'm going to get out of it at some point. But what if I don't? What if I finish this semester and I go next semester and then I finish that semester and then I graduate, right? And then I just never do anything. I get a job, I go back to my pizza place, and I do that for the rest of my life. What if that's what happens? You know, I keep waiting for things to get better. And I keep assuming that it will. But just like what if it never does? What if how I am right now is going to be how I am right now is how it's always going to be. I'm never going to get better. I'm always going to be how I am now. And some part of me thinks that's true because in 2019, which I now declare was the best year ever, 2019. But I go back to some posts I made in 2019 telling or just saying how like this year has been shitty. And I go back to 2020. 2020 was a weird fucking year, but in my memory, I had an amazing time. But then I go back to things I posted in 2020 saying how shit the year has been. Then I think of like, okay, 2021, I was going back to school, things were looking up. I remember 2021 being fucking awesome. But I go back to 2021 and I'm saying how weird things felt. I don't know. It's just like I always think I'm getting worse, and I think I am, but I always remember the past being a lot better than I think it actually is. You know, like in my head, 2019 was perfect. There was nothing wrong, but that's just that's not real. That's just not real. That's not how things are. Things are never wrong. Things are always there's always something that's like going on that's just like not perfect. But for some reason in my head, 2019, 2020, 2021, And 2022, perfect. Nothing. Spotless. You know, like, and I think honestly, it's just because my life is so shit now. And I actually have proof of that because 2019, 2020, 2021, and 2022, I was in high school. I fucking loved high school. I got to talk to people every day. I got to see my best friends every day. I got to go to marching band every day. Now, every day, I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting here watching YouTube. I don't have a life. I don't go out and do things. I don't have any activities I'm doing. You know, sorry. I'm just not doing anything. You know, but it's like what do I do? You know, I go back to EKU and sorry, I go back to college. That's the college I go to. God, my mouth is itchy. Hold on. Oh, sorry. I just look very weird. Um, you know, I go back to college, but then I go to classes. I don't talk to anyone. I don't do any extracurriculars. You know, I do nothing. You know, the only the only friends that I made at college were my roommate and Josue and Emin, who I was basically forced to be with because I was put in a group. I never go out of my way to meet people. They always have to come up to me, or I'm like forced to be with them. I don't know. And now I'm just like, I don't know. I feel so stuck because like I keep holding on to the past. Like some part of my brain doesn't believe that high school is over because it's like some part of me thinks tomorrow I'm gonna go back to school and I'm gonna go there at 6:30 and go to the cafeteria in the morning and see my friends. Like, but that's just not true. It's just not true at all. And like, some part of me wants that back so bad. The entire part of me, like the entire me wants that back. But I can't have it back. You know, it's in the past. Um, and I've realized that I don't know. I don't know why I'm so fixated on it. I'm see, it's because my life is so shit now. You know, like my life is so shit. You know, because I'm not doing anything. I'm not seeing people every day. That I really just miss how it used to be at high school. But then, and this is a whole nother thing, where it's like some part of me knows that I can do something to fix it. You know, I can start meeting people. I can start like doing activities that get me involved with other people. I can do like I can go to band. Like I can do band at my college. But then like a bigger part of my brain won't allow me to do those things, which it sounds lazy. You know, it sounds like I'm lazy. You know, uh, but I don't know how else to explain it. It's like whenever I think about doing something like that, it's literally like that thought is a rock scraping, or like the thought about doing those things is like a rock that's scraping against my brain. Having a thought like that like physically hurts a little bit. Having a thought of like going out and bettering my life sucks. Like that's having the thought hurts. That's the best way I can think like say it. So then I just don't think of it. You know, like oh it hurts, so I'm just not going to think about it. And I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that is. Um, is is sorry. Some part of me is convinced I have a lisp. Also, I've been moving my mouth weird. I also have a jaw problem. I can feel it. So I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm sorry. Whoa, well, hold on. Sorry, hold on. I can pause it. Give me a second. Sorry, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I have such a hard time asking for help. You know, because I feel like I have no one to talk to. Because, you know, I had Kinkle Bob, and then everything happened between us. And I had Milana, but then I fucked everything up with that too. And I don't feel like I could talk to Colton about it. And I definitely can't talk to my dad about it. Not because he. That's the weird thing is I love my dad to death. He's like my favorite person on this entire goddamn planet. And I talk about him with like about almost anything, except this shit. I've talked to him about it before, and he does a good job talking about it. But I just it feels so weird talking to him about it. I don't know. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Um, Everything just feels so weird. I feel like I feel like a big issue is things really started to go south my second semester, right? My second semester, second. I still feel like I have a lisp. I'm sorry. Um, After everything that happened between me, Enrique, and Sarah, and then I was alone, and I still am alone. No, before that, all that happened, I had Enrique and Sarah, and they were like the closest people to me at that time. And then, literally, like that, they were gone. You know, and I think me being alone, because I had never been used to being alone before. Because, you know, during high school, I had a lot of friends. You know, I had a lot of friends in band, outside of band. And I had never really been alone. I had always had people to occupy my mind. So I never really thought about anything. But now I think that, like, since I had all this time just to myself, I started thinking way too deep into some shit. Just about, like, why do I feel like this? You know, like, things started to get bad, you know, like, after the second semester. Well, actually, it was the break after the first semester is when things started to get weird, and then everything happened between Enrique and Sarah, and then I was alone, and I think I just fell into this fucking deep dark pit of being alone, and this really weird pit of over analyzing every thought I have because I have nothing to distract me from that, or I have nothing else to occupy my mind basically. I think that's a really big part of it, and that's something I only realized a few days ago is that I've had all this alone time to overanalyze like every single thought that I have, and it's given me a lot of anxiety, and I don't know. It's weird living like that because I've never lived like that. I've always had something to occupy my mind, you know, and some part of me thinks that going back to college is going to help that, and I think that's true. But at the same time, it's like I gained that ability to overanalyze every thought now, and it's going to be a lot harder to get back to not doing that. So I think instead of college distracting me from that, I'm going to have to live with it while also being stressed out about college. You know, I'm going to have to live with me overanalyzing everything now. So that sucks. That really sucks. I don't know if that's true. I should really get a therapist. I feel like a therapist would be perfect for. Literally, I say I don't have anyone to talk to, and I'm so alone that I overanalyze all of my thoughts. What's one occupation that sounds perfect for that? Fucking therapist. But I'm so scared of asking my dad if I could go see a therapist, and I'm too scared to go because the campus college like has that. They're not technically therapists. They're like I don't know, it's like that, you know. And I'm definitely too scared to do that, you know. And I was honestly thinking about getting BetterHelp, but apparently that's a really shit service. So I don't know. I don't know. And doing this really does help because it really one of the first times I actually started to talk about what's going on in my head, it was like I was colliding two different worlds together. And it felt super weird. It literally felt like everything on my mind didn't exist outside of my mind, if that makes sense. And then once I put words to it, it felt more real and it felt like something tangible that I could actually fix, you know? So doing this, talking to a camera, even though I know no one's watching it, it just feels so good to put my thoughts into words because it makes it feel just like I can actually do something about it. Because when I was like over analyzing everything, it was all in my head, and I wasn't like taking it seriously because it was all in my head. You know, I really need to get back on the treadmill, dude. I don't know why I stopped doing that. I was doing so good. I was so proud of myself. And then I got sick, and then I tried to get back on it again, and I did, but then I fucked up my foot. And then I had the whole thing about the shoes, where I didn't want to ruin my shoes because literally being on the treadmill was ruining my shoes. I had two pairs of shoes that I would get on the treadmill with, and now they're both like the soles are coming off of the shoe. And that happened at the same time. That can't be a coincidence. But I have that's the other thing. I mean, I talked about this earlier, where I have a pair of shoes that are like maybe not exactly like running shoes, but they're tennis shoes. I knew that I had a pair of shoes that would work with the treadmill, right? But some part of my brain just did not want to get on the treadmill. So I was coming up with excuses like, oh, but they're all the way at my grandparents. That's going to take a while to, get. So then I just haven't gotten back on the treadmill, and it's. I'm so fat. I'm not fat, but I'm so chubby. I haven't done webcam videos in a while, so I watched a little bit of mine last night. And I went back to my first semester that I got my laptop. And I watched the first video. And you can just tell. The fucking, like, skin around my jaw. Wow, that looks super weird. It's just. I just have so much more fat in my face. And my stomach is not small at all. Like, I don't want to show you, so I'm not going to show you. But it's like. I don't know how to describe it. It's like a fucking balloon. My stomach looks like a fucking balloon. Like a big balloon. So I should get on the treadmill. And I feel like I actually have some motivation for that. But I feel like that's just because I'm not at the treadmill right now. I'm going back tomorrow. I'm going to go to class tomorrow. And when I get home from class tomorrow, I'm not going to want to get on the treadmill. Even though it's the prime time to start fucking doing it. And I don't know how to make myself do that. So that's the thing where I was in the habit. I was in the amazing fucking habit of getting on it every day. Even for 30 minutes a day, I started to feel better. Just because I was exercising every day, I had actually lost weight. You know, and I felt good about myself. And then I got sick. And then after I got sick, I got back on it, and then the whole shoe thing happened, and now I just stopped. And I feel like I've gained weight again. But I don't know if I have or if it's just my body confidence has gone down. I feel like it's a combination of both. But I go back and look at pictures of myself from when I was doing the treadmill, and I look skinnier. Not like a lot, but you can just tell. Like when was I getting on the treadmill? That's a good thing about documenting everyday life is that I can go back and see if I have actually lost weight or not. Fuck, when was that? Was that around the time I was getting my camera, or was that before I got my camera? When was that? Oh, here, I can actually, give me a second, sorry. I can go to Colton, because I sent him a picture of me on the treadmill. On. Hold on. November. November? No. This is one of the times I've tried to get on the... No, I guess it was. Oh my god, that was a while ago. No. It was a little after. Okay, let's go to day 497. Except that this angle right now is not as flattering because it's from a lower angle. I know how to fix that. Okay. I don't know why I'm doing this. But my hair's also shorter. I look skinnier. I don't know, dude. It's been 20 minutes. I'm going to end it there. This has felt really good to get off my chest. For some reason, this feels more like a... I don't know. I felt like I was actually getting something off my chest. I've had talks like these and they felt good, but this one felt better. I don't know. But I'm going to end it there. If I forgot to talk about anything, I'll leave in the comments, or I'll talk about it tomorrow. Bye!